Paranormal View. The Paranormal View. Time now for the Paranormal View. The Paranormal View on the Para-X Radio Network. The Paranormal View.
Welcome, everybody, to the Paranormal View right here on the Para-X Radio Network. And I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Looks like the chat room is starting to fill up a little bit. And for all those listening from around the world, we want to welcome you and hope that you come over to para-x.com and join in the chat room with us. You guys will be able to send private messages to either Kat Cloco, Jeffrey Gould, Cece, or myself with questions of our guest tonight. Oh, who is our guest tonight anyway? Oh, that's right.
It's around here somewhere.
It's all of us, isn't it?
Woo!
So I want to welcome Jeffrey.
Hello, hello. How are you, everybody?
And Kat.
Good evening, everyone.
And Barbara Duncan.
Howdy.
And Henry Foister. Oh, hello.
Hey.
All right.
Hi, Henry.
Hey.
Tonight.
So Karen points out we do have sound. So
excellent.
apparently we're not just dead air. So.
That sounds like a winner. Everything's working right, and I'm glad to see that. Tonight, though, we don't really have a guest per se, but we do have topics that we're going to be talking about. And the one thing that I thought might be pretty interesting is try and figure out exactly what is paranormal. And I don't mean if you hear a sound or something like that, or a bump or a whatever, that if that's paranormal or not. I mean, what is paranormal? And right to start with, I'm going to have Kat give us a definition and tell us what the definition of paranormal is.
Okay, so the paranormal is an interesting subject. The dictionary officially says that paranormal is of or pertaining to the claimed occurrence of an event or perception without scientific explanation as psychokinesis, extrasensory phenomena, or other purportedly supernatural phenomena. Wikipedia will go on to state that the paranormal is a general term coined between 1915 to 1920 that designates experiences that lie outside, quote, the range of normal experience or scientific explanation, end quote, or that indicates phenomena understood to be outside the science's current ability to explain or measure. Paranormal phenomena are distinct from certain hypothetical entities such as dark matter and dark energy, only insofar as paranormal phenomena are inconsistent with the world as already understood through empirical observation coupled with scientific methodology.
Wow. Sounds like you just blew a lot of dust off of stuff to read that.
That's
yeah.
right. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Which, I guess a lot of stuff that gets labeled under the umbrella of paranormal isn't really supposed to be under the umbrella of paranormal.
Yeah, and the Wikipedia entry for paranormal is very, very long, and it covers everything from cryptids to parapsychology, and then, of course, you have all those branches off of that. But
they completely forgot about your urban legends.
Yeah, urban legends are kind of a fringe type thing. There's a lot of gray area between supernatural urban legends and actual paranormal. But because so many people will experience what they think is paranormal, but it's really just an urban legend that's being misidentified. Oh. So I deal with a lot of misidentification of just everyday occurrences, raccoons and possums being number one.
Uh-huh. Oh, I spot them in a heartbeat. That's one of the first things I figure some noises are, because I'll think, okay, we either got a raccoon or a possum, maybe even a skunk. If I think it's a skunk, I'm much more careful.
Or a tree branch.
Or even a badger.
On occasion.
Oh, I was going to say, by the way, Kat, that you know the interesting phenomenon that you never hear of something, and then all of a sudden, like it's a new word or a new concept, and then all of a sudden you can't go 2 feet without tripping over it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm suddenly starting to see all this stuff on Slender Man.
Yes,
I don't know, is there some bizarre resurgence of it, because I never heard of it until you mentioned it. What was it, last week or the week before? And now all of a sudden there are like posts on it on Facebook. I'm like, wait, I only just found out about this.
What is Slender Man? Please enlighten me.
Okay, well, Slender Man, and here I am without my little dossier about Slender Man. To really shorten it, it is a entity known as creepypasta, which is just a mythos completely created on the forums of the internet, mostly Something Awful or 4channel or 4chan, which 4chan is the anonymous that tends to hack into like Sarah Palin's website or her Gmail, the people that do those attacks.
Uh-huh.
Well, there's a lot of them. They're all over the world, and some of them are probably listening to us now. But Slender Man came from the /x/ threads of 4chan, and well, he gets there. And Something Awful. Something Awful, I actually was around the forums at the time when Slender Man started coming out. Something Awful is, they do something called Photoshop Fridays, and I've been making all of our little banners and everything.
Right.
Well, there's other people who are much more adept to Photoshop than even I am, and every Friday they have a different challenge, and one of my favorite is actually Starry Night over Gotham City, which is Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night painting, and somebody has managed to Photoshop so perfectly the bat signal into the sky.
Wow.
Favorite for a very long time, it was my desktop background, but they had a supernatural event during Halloween, and they generally do it around October, where people had to make up almost incredibly believable stories about supernatural entities. Could be ghosts, it could be cryptids, stuff like that, that could be passed off in paranormal forums as true. Slender Man is one of those, and I believe he was created around 2009, between 2005 and 2009. And what they did is they made Slender Man. They had all these photos that are beautifully photoshopped old vintage photos from the 1960s and 1980s, where they've placed in this very tall, slender man that is wearing a black suit with a white shirt and black tie, but has many, many arms like an octopus or a squid and has no face.
Wow.
And they photoshopped him either in the background or he's blurry in a tree line, stuff like that. And then, this is the brilliant thing, they go onto the TAPS forums or any of your local paranormal group that has forums as just a concerned citizen and post these pictures.
Oh.
And it spread like wildfire to the point where there are people now who have no idea that started online. We know who created it. We have the entire paper trail, and these people, these innocent bystanders basically are convinced that Slender Man is out there stalking children.
Wow.
And there was a few on a different radio show, I think last month, there was a guest who was claiming that Slender Man was a real thing. And I was like, wow.
Well,
wow. It's just,
oddly enough, the concept of thought forms can exist where enough people believe something, it sort of manifests.
yeah.
Kind of like Santa Claus.
Well, more, I was going to go a little bit more controversial in that my first metaphysics teacher points out that in Wicca or paganism, we don't have the Christian heaven and hell or Judeo-Christian concepts, and that the devil is a very young deity because he was created by Christians about 1,500 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the things that I'm sure happens is it's just like well, I don't know if you want to say it's an urban legend or what, but they start stuff like that. But that's the way it starts, and then somebody grabs it and thinks that it's real, and they take off with it and start spreading it to everybody else. And before long, nobody knows where it started, and everybody thinks it's something new.
Mm-hmm.
I fell out of there for a second. It suddenly said there are problems with this call. I'm like, oh no, it's either Anonymous or Slender Man.
It's anonymous, probably.
Probably.
They cause a lot of hectic stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well.
Yeah, the paranormal. The term that I particularly like is preternatural, which is existing outside of nature.
Nature.
And I think this is a phrase that really describes what we're doing a whole lot better than paranormal. But now if I say, oh yes, we're studying the preternatural, I just sound like a smart pants at a convention.
Nothing wrong with that. Isn't there I know there's a song lyric that uses the word preternatural, and I can't remember which one.
What's the word?
Preternatural. It's like before we knew what was going on, or almost primal.
Oh.
Yeah.
You couldn't prove that by me.
Okay. We won't accuse you of being preternatural.
All right, people. If you got questions, go ahead and private chat them over to one of us. We will get them right to whoever wants to answer it. How's that sound? That sounds good. Well,
That would work.
Some of these things that I was wanting to talk about, they aren't paranormal in their own thing, I don't think. But it's like a lot of it, I guess, I don't want to say associated with, but it seems to be sometimes that other people associate it with that. And one of the things I was talking about is tattoos. We talked a little bit about it last week offline. And myself, I don't have a tattoo, and neither one of you guys is a tattoo.
No.
But
No.
that doesn't mean that I don't like tattoos, but I would never get a tattoo.
Well, we certainly know enough people and have enough friends to have a tattoo or more.
Right. And some tattoos are good looking, and some people, in my opinion, tend to go overboard with them. But it, in a sense, how many people, when they see these people with tattoos, think that they're into the paranormal? But that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody that has tattoos is affiliated with the paranormal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and with just branching off of that, at some of the paranormal conventions I've been to recently, they've had mobile tattoo parlors. They're giving tattoos to people at the convention, which I find interesting.
Yeah, I don't mind the hepatitis signs.
Yeah, if you ever go to any of the conventions, I would say 70% or more people that goes to the conventions has tattoos.
Well, yeah.
At least that many.
Karen in the chat room says we should get Henry sleeved.
Yeah, right. Ain't no way.
Huge Para X radio.
And I'll tell you why I will never have a tattoo.
The pain?
I hate needles. Period. Yeah. So.
Well, I've been through Needles, California. It's not so
have
bad.
you?
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Yeah. No.
I got a question already that's come in, and this question is for Cece.
Mm-hmm.
This is from Nyla, and she wants you to tell everybody about the uncovered graves that you was talking about on Facebook.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if everybody's seen the news reports about tombstones that were found on the beach just south of San Francisco. What happened ages ago is that there used to be about 25 cemeteries in San Francisco. There's now 2. At about 1908 or so, San Francisco decided no more cemeteries. We want them all out of San Francisco.
No one's allowed to die.
So, if you die now, you're either buried in one of those two cemeteries, or you're buried. Was it just like outside the city limits, or?
Just jump over the San Francisco Bridge, I'm sure. I don't just,
Yeah, really. You can only be buried in the Presidio Cemetery if you're a military person. And I think the last one buried there was in 1939. The other is Mission Dolores Cemetery or Graveyard. And nobody's been buried there since the early 1930s, I think. You are buried either in the East Bay or you're buried in Colma, the city of the dead. But you're no longer, or if you are interred, there's a few columbariums still, I think, in San Francisco that will accept ashes, but no body burials.
So what did they do with all the bodies that was in the other cemeteries?
Some were transplanted into Colma. The Catholic cemeteries, they fought very hard because you're taking somebody off of hallowed ground.
Right.
That was resolved, and they individually dug up grave by grave and transported it to Colma and gave them private ceremonies, accompanied by a priest. Others weren't so lucky, and they're still buried in San Francisco.
But I suppose that they don't have a tombstone, so nobody knows where they're at?
Some of them are, I did some research, some of them are under the Palace of Fine Arts. Some of them are under the golf course.
Are these crypts? I just got kicked out again.
No, these are graves.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Oh, okay. Wow.
It got you back in on its own. So
Yeah, it's been saying that, and then I'm like, well, why'd you kick me out of the birthplace?
I guess I need to.
It's supernatural.
I guess
It's paranormal. There you go. Paranormal Skype.
It's anonymous.
I had
They're
a thing.
after us. We mentioned them.
I had a thing before we started.
But I'm pro-anonymous. As long as they just go after the IRS and the other black ops people, I'd be fine.
Yeah.
Why do they need to go after us? What did we ever do to them? V for Vendetta is one of my favorite movies.
So, what do you guys think of tattoos then?
Depends on the
They look
tattoo.
great on some people.
Yeah. I always respect them as a beautiful form of art, though I can never get one. Though I always joke that if I ever did get one, I would just tattoo my blood type on my arm.
Well, now there's a reason
in case of emergency calls.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. There's a reason why a cat can't get one. Why don't you tell everybody what that reason is?
You cannot. Oh, go ahead.
They'll find out you're an android.
Cat 1, Cat 2. Here.
Too many secrets to be revealed. No, the reason why I can't is I interact with the Japanese so often and travel to Japan so frequently. Tattoos are not looked upon at all well in that country. They have been banned up until 1948. They actually just recently on June 6th, so yeah, on Wednesday, the city of Osaka has banned them again for all city workers, and any existing tattoos have to be hidden. The reason why is if you have a tattoo, most likely you're involved with the mob, because over 200 years ago, the Japanese government decided that instead of cutting off criminals' noses or ears to make sure you could understand who was a criminal, who was in jail once, and who's just a normal citizen, they decided to start tattooing what crime they had on their arms, so that when they were released into the general public again, if they were caught, you could tell who was an offender or not before. This has carried up into the present day, so that almost anyone who's a criminal has at least one tattoo. If you have a tattoo in Japan, whether you're a criminal or not, you're not allowed in most public places. So I wouldn't be allowed to go basically anywhere. So And my host family and all my friends and family that live over there would be incredibly embarrassed to have me around. I have bright pink hair at the moment. They can live with that. But if I have a tattoo, even if it's hidden, it makes people feel awkward.
Well, how would they know if it's hidden?
I don't know.
Just thinking that. It's
Yeah.
like this Japanese thing. The grudge lady comes out of the TV and says, "Tattoos."
No, my soul is getting sucked into the TV. Yeah. So it's a lot of times it used to be public bathhouses. They still have them around, though there aren't as many. If you have a tattoo, you're not allowed in. There's a lot of spas. If they're hidden, people are okay with it if they don't know. Ignorance is bliss, I guess. But I wouldn't feel very good going over there having a tattoo until that taboo changes, which it probably won't because it's been around for several hundred years. So the reasons for me is completely social taboo.
Cultural,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Though
Jeff,
I love them.
Jeff, would you get a tattoo?
I have, although I have a high pain threshold, the idea of doing it deliberately is not on my high list of priorities. Plus, of course, the idea is it's the ultimate. There it is. You can't get rid of it. You know,
That's it. Yep. You
Yeah,
put it
getting rid of
on,
it is
might look
very
good, but if you ever wanted to get rid of it, that's even more pain. So
Now, what's interesting is in Russia, people who are in prison generally get tattoos as a status symbol.
Yeah.
They have tattoos that specify what their crime was, how long they were in what specific prison. If you ever see Eastern Promises with Viggo Mortensen, he went into huge research about what different mob-related tattoos clarify how high you up are in the criminal organization. And if you're in a specific mob, they put stars on the knees, which indicate you bow to you kneel to no one. You're above everyone.
Wow.
So, Cece.
No.
No. Right, well, that was quick. Is there a reason you wouldn't want one?
Well, a number of reasons. Yeah, I had my ears pierced, and that's as close as I want to get to
Having pain? Oh,
having
yeah.
needles stuck through there.
Oh, all right.
And yeah, and the other is just for more personal reasons. A background in Judaism, and you cannot be buried in a Jewish cemetery with a tattoo.
Really?
Yes. Oh yeah.
See, now these are a lot of things that people probably doesn't know about.
Yeah.
I only found that out. I saw a screening of a movie I worked on called Utopia the other night, and they pointed out, if you have a tattoo, this guy wanted to pretend he was Jewish so he could go out with a Jewish girl, and so he had to have his lasered off.
Wow.
There's the only exception to that are Holocaust survivors.
Because
Because
Yeah.
they were tattooed by Hitler and them. So
Yeah. But I love some of the artwork on some tattoos are just incredible.
oh, they are.
I'm just completely fascinated by it. But to do it myself, no.
No, that's the way I am too. But then some people I've seen, they've practically got their whole body tattooed. And
Yeah.
Well, it's said that in a lot of cases, people who get one tattoo, they're like, "Wow, that was cool. I should get another." And it ends up becoming the late Bradbury's Illustrated Man after a while. Here in Hollywood, you get some that are they're, like you say, they're sleeved out, and I'm like thinking, I know that's not all they've got.
But do you think that a lot of people that has tattoos though are looked at by, I guess, the regular people as they're affiliated with the paranormal kind of?
Well, you remember in the old days when it actually used to mean that you were a merchant marine or a sailor?
Right.
They were the ones who actually had tattoos back in, the 1950s.
Oh, yeah.
And before.
Nobody else seemed to get them.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, the principal cast of The Lord of the Rings all had the 9 of the Fellowship, all had a matching tattoo put on them somewhere. We don't know what it is, and we don't know what it says. We don't know where on their bodies, but that's common knowledge that they all have a Lord of the Rings based
Tattoo.
tattoo
Right.
somewhere on them.
Wow. See, now you guys learned some more stuff. We're just full of knowledge tonight. So if you guys...
What I love, sorry, on the tattoo bit, is people that I actually talk to that do have tattoos, they use it as a scrapbook. So basically people will have tattoo their favorite like childhood games or their family's names, their children's names, in memoriam to people that have passed away. It's interesting. They'll be just completely full and sleeved up, and it's all just stuff that they've done. And the reason being is when they're old, they can be in the nursing home and say, "Look, I used to play Pac-Man." Or something like that.
Yeah, the Atari tattoos definitely need those, and the Space Invaders. And,
Well, Jeffrey, you'll get this in.
what?
Uh-oh.
Oh, did she fall out?
I don't
Oh
know.
crap! Anonymous struck again.
I don't
No.
think
Am I here?
so. Yeah, you're here.
Oh, there you
Okay.
go. Yeah.
The movie Memento.
Yes.
And
yeah.
yeah, also the Pillow Book, which wasn't technically a tattoo. I think the writing was simply written on.
Henna, like henna or something.
Yeah, I think it was henna. So yeah, in Memento, I think he wrote it down just so he could remember things.
Exactly. So you wouldn't forget different
It was
clues
like
as you went along.
Yeah, very big scrapbook.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and all kinds of different fonts and everything.
I know some people who use tattoos as a means of sorting out or weeding out people. If you don't like my tattoos, you're not. If you can get past that barrier, they'll accept you.
Right.
So it's just another wall to put up.
Well, I like the photo that has shows a woman and creeping from her cheek all the way down her neck. It says "Live life, party hard," and the caption is "Thank you for your application. We're not hiring at this time."
Wow. So
Yeah.
You gotta watch where you put those.
Yeah. Well, there's a movie I saw called 21 Grams where Roberto Del Toro had a neck tattoo, and he was a caddy on a golf course, and he was being let go because people were seeing it and they were freaked out because at one time he had paid his debt to society, but he had gang ties when he was much younger, and he says, "I'll wear a scarf, I'll wear a turtleneck, I don't care," and they no, it's alright, it was freaking people out. So, but
Yeah,
like Henry says, if it's something hidden, like it's like way high in the shoulders, or even short sleeves can cover it, most people won't even give it a second thought.
No, you have it.
right. Well, if you guys have any questions out there in the chat room, private message them to Jeffrey, Kat, Cece, or myself, and we'll get those answered for you. If you're not even in the chat room, but you're listening somewhere else from around the world, come on over, para-x.com, and join in the chat room. You'll have a wonderful time here.
Which is filling up nicely, actually.
Yes, it is. It's
Yes, it
starting
is.
to fill up real nice. So,
Oh, my friend Karen from back east is in there too. Hooray!
yes, glad she's here.
They're learning to make it a weekly thing.
That's
This is their
good.
dinner time.
That is good. That is good. I got some other things that we're going to be talking about too. We can talk about some of them now if you want, or we can take a break. Ever how you guys want to do it.
We can
Right.
talk about it.
Yeah, we can
What?
talk.
Seems a little bit early for a break.
All right
Yeah,
then.
really.
Sounds good.
It always seems early when we get to take a break.
That's true.
Let's see who did this one here.
And Nyla is already saying any recent ghostly experiences will retell your best experience.
Oh well, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, I'm sure Jeff's probably got plenty of them. And Cece's probably got some now that she's found out that there's graves floating around out there.
Oh, there's a lot of them.
Floating graves. There you go.
Wow.
They're
You
being
have to watch your
balanced by
head with those.
By orbs floating graves around.
Oh,
Another thing
worms.
that seems to be associated a lot, I guess, kind of with the paranormal, is witches or warlocks or Wiccan or the whole genre of it.
Although that's generally a Thursday 8 to 9 time.
Yeah, it generally is.
Para-x.com.
But I think
Or-
Jeff has got like a quick little history of it without having to spend 3 hours on the history.
Hey, well, actually, when I was back east, there were a number of friends of mine had recommended a metaphysics store called Spellbound, which no longer is there, but it was in Belleville, New Jersey. And I went there, and they had a course on magic. And that's magic with a CK, not like Doug Hennings or David Copperfield magic. And the owner of the store, Vinny Gaglione, who became my first metaphysics teacher, had indicated that people are going to come into his shop, which is technically an occult shop, and buy candles and buy herbs and incense and oils and stuff. And they were going to go out and do magic and do spells, and they were going to mess up because they didn't know the proper procedures, the such like that. So I said, oh, this is so for me. So I paid for the whole 6-week course up front. And the first thing he said the first night was, this course is to get you out of or away from the craft, because the craft isn't for everyone. And he pointed out what paganism is and what it isn't. And as it says, all witches are pagans, not all pagans are witches. Because all a pagan is someone who believes earlier than the Judeo-Christian deities and the older gods like the Roman, the Greek gods, or the Celtic gods, whichever ones sung to them. And I was initially raised in a Protestant religion called Christian Science, in which even in one of its hymns it says Mother, Father, God. So the concept of duality was already there. And everything he described, I was like, wow, this is kind of what as he points out, a lot of people say when they find out what paganism is, they're like, wow, this is what I've always believed, but I didn't know what it was called. But witchcraft itself is simply the practice of magic. It's sort of like meditation, and it's what Catholics do all the time. Whenever a Catholic goes into a church, lights a candle and says a prayer to their deity, God, whether it be the Old Testament genocidal one or the all-loving New Testament one, depending on which book of the Bible I guess you're reading, they're doing magic, and it's kind of joked that Catholics do more magic than witches, because they're always praying, and all prayer is a request. So either the deity says, well, okay. But one of my favorite lines in "Oh God" with George Burns, he says, "Why do you not answer prayers?" And he simply says, "I answer every prayer. Sometimes the answer is no."
That's true.
Yeah, exactly. So a spell either works or it doesn't. I always get a kick out of celebrities on the red carpet on Academy Award night. They're like, "What do you think your chances are of winning?" I would love to be nominated just so they could ask me that stupid question, and I would be like, "Well, before the votes were counted, it was 1 in 5. Now my name's either in the envelope or not, so it's 50-50." You know. So. But Vinny always described magic as a way of affecting the universe. Or our world in such a way that cannot be measured by science yet. Because 100 years ago, well, about now, more like 150 years ago, television would have been magic. There are tribes in Papua New Guinea who would probably still think that certain aspects of technology would be magic, even walkie-talkie or a phone. I mean, heck, even back in the 1970s, the late Ray Bradbury, and I'm so sad he died this past week. I remember him being interviewed and pointing out we were going to have like phones like Dick Tracy's wristwatch, and that we were going to have cell phones he didn't call them cell phones, but phones that we carry around with us, and that was high-level science fiction to us. We were like, oh, yeah, right. The most we ever saw was Captain Kirk flipping out of his flip phone. Notice how much they look like him. Most of today's science is based on Star Trek.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people who saw Star Trek who were, engineers at heart thought, I could build that. And then they did. They have medical beds that are almost like the medical bay that in sick bay of the Enterprise.
Well, a lot of people put that under the umbrella as being paranormal. So,
speaking of paranormal groups, guess who's in the chat room? Our
old
friend Craig.
See, Craig Rupp is in the chat room, and we're all wishing him well and saying hi to him. So we are glad to see you in here. Yes, we are. We got more. You guys got any more questions on dealing?
How
with
long is a
that?
piece of string? Oh wait.
Well, on witches, you mean? Do we
Yeah,
have
we're
any more
talking about-
questions on
yeah.
witches?
Yeah, anything about them?
I know with urban legends, specifically Bloody Mary a lot, Bloody Mary was said to be a witch who was burnt either at the stake or in a tree or on a tree in a graveyard. And if memory serves me correctly, in America we didn't burn our witches.
We never did. We
No.
we hung them all.
Yeah.
Well, the male witch, there's one male witch in Salem, I think they crushed him.
Yeah, they pressed him to death.
Yeah.
But there was no burning.
But there was no burning. No.
They didn't have Donald Trump back there, so they weren't fired.
Ba-bum.
So, you guys are trying to be awful quiet tonight and make me talk.
Oh, no, I'm just
Sorry,
thinking of
no, I'm just sort of
questions.
updating my little synopsis
Oh,
as
is
we
that
go and what we
okay.
talk about.
All right.
I know when I was little, I didn't see The Craft, the movie. That was...
Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so funny.
But
But the thing is with the craft, if I'll go ahead and then I'll do my.
well,
rant.
no, the way that I was raised, I thought that all witches stood around in meadows naked, dancing around rocks.
Wow, they didn't even get naked in that movie.
I know.
Now, what's interesting, what I should point out though, is the one thing that movie did not stress is that they were untrained witches. They were self-teaching themselves, and they were teaching themselves wrong. It was the exact concept Vinny had, that people didn't know what they were doing, and what they thought was an initiation ritual was actually a dedication ritual. When they were in the field and they thought they were initiating each other, they were creating a coven, which is fine. But the other aspect is I know witches, and one of the favorite philosophical questions, Sage of Chicken and the Egg, is who initiated the first witch?
Who initiated the first one, huh?
Exactly, because technically you can only be initiated by another witch. However, the original term witch was simply the village wise woman. She was the herbalist. She was the healer. She was essentially the doctor. She was the teacher. She taught life mysteries, usually to the females, but generally she was the person to go to when you had a philosophical question. Even the leaders of the village would say, well, we're going to have to consult so-and-so to find out, why our crops aren't doing. But they knew astrology. They knew astronomy. They knew stuff about the herbs. If someone was hurt in a certain way, they're like, I know exactly what kind of poultice to do, yoink, and they would.
Mm-hmm.
And Nyla points out bugs bite you when you're naked in the meadows. But it depends on what time of year in the meadows.
Yeah, that's true. Something's biting you, one way or the other.
I do know that she does not like bugs. She don't like to go camping or out in the woods. She don't even like to sit out in the backyard or anything or walk around during the summertime because of bugs. So.
Ah, yeah.
So if she sees one, she's going to go run and scream.
Why doesn't she just get a newspaper and go squish?
A lot of squishing going on.
Yeah, she probably would if she could. So.
It's like in The Big Bang Theory when all the nerds are sitting around and Penny comes over and she says, I don't mind being called over to kill spiders, but I think you can handle the really, really tiny ones.
Yes, that's funny. With her big manly hands.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Well, yes. So, all right. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and take a break. Don't that sound good?
Yeah, I can fill myself with caffeine so we can become more chatty.
Oh, caffeine. That does sound good, too.
Yeah. Make myself an iced coffee.
I think
do you want to be an iced coffee?
Sometimes, yes. But today, no. I'd rather drink one.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Better latte than never, I guess.
Yeah.
I've got a whole bunch of people in here tonight, so I guess that kind of means that I might have to take 3 breaks in.
I don't know. We barely need two.
Oh.
You know us.
All right,
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
Okay. Which one of you want to do the first one then? You guys.
You know, Henry, you barely ever take us out to break.
You are wanting me to do it?
That would be hilarious.
I
Maybe not
second
hilarious,
Jeff.
but
I
Let's
second
have Henry do it.
All right. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go out to break, and I tell you what I'm going to do. Our first song that I'm going to do is to all the guys, or for all the guys that are married to their wives.
as
How
opposed
does
to married to
that
what?
sound?
Their pets?
I'm not going to touch that. You know that.
Oh my
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go take a break. So we'll be back. I don't know, 7-8 minutes, somewhere around there. So go get you something to drink, stretch your legs, use the potty, whatever you got to do, and we will be back in just a little bit. You're listening to the Paranormal View right here on the ParaX Radio Network. All right. We are
Oh.
back to the Paranormal View. Glad
Thought I
to
got
have
kicked off
you
again.
back. Yeah, something happened to it. I don't know what happened. However, we're here to save the day. I have my little cape on. So,
Bring a little fish? What?
yeah, well, I'll go fishing later. But welcome back to the Paranormal View right here on the ParaX Radio Network. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. And for those listening from around the world, appreciate each and every one of you. Come on over. You'll have a blast here in the chat room with all these wonderful people. So come on over. I guess we're back live. Everybody still with us?
Yep.
So far.
You know,
I did not become an iced coffee. I made one.
yeah, I was kind of hoping I was going to get some coffee. I don't necessarily want iced coffee, but I was hoping I'd get some. But we'll see if I get some later.
Hint, hint,
Yeah,
Nyla.
hint. Yeah.
Henry picks up his little handbell. Ding, 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 ding. Honey. Yeah, that would go over really well.
Let's talk about something that Rick Hayes talks a lot about, and he calls it tarot.
Does he now?
Yeah, he calls it tarot.
Is that how he pronounces
That's
it?
how he pronounces it, tarot.
Oh, I normally hear tarot, but that's just me.
So, Barb, you've got the history on that. Why don't you just give us a little brief history of it?
History, not much of, other than the fact it goes way, way back to Europe. Various cards have come up, and normally most people see the Waite Rider deck, which has a lot of symbolism, which comes from alchemy, metaphysics, alchemists mostly, ceremonial magic to a great degree.
You dropped off
Oh.
again.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Because both Waite and his partner, oops, am I there?
Yeah, go ahead. You come back. Try again.
The cards are not in your favor, apparently.
No, they are not.
They usually aren't. Waite Rider, a lot of it comes from ceremonial magic, although you can take a regular deck of playing cards and still do tarot with them. Each based on a lot of different symbolism, although modern tarot cards are, you can find every single one of them. You can find Cat Tarot. Salvador Dali did a set of tarot cards. They get very, very elaborate. It's just based on the symbolism, which is common to a lot of different cultures, and you use them to predict the future. Now, I want to clear up a little bit of mystery that some people have, which is you cannot use a tarot deck to communicate with spirits. It doesn't work that way. If you want to get a kind of a demystification of tarot, I look at it as a lot in a quantum level, which is you're shuffling a deck of cards, which is made up by atoms. You're made up of atoms, et cetera, et cetera. In a natural order, in the chaos of the universe, you are going to shuffle those cards in a manner which is going forward with that forward motion of the universe. The cards are going to be picked in a manner which, in the direction you're going, are going to match up with that. And if you read it correctly, you can discover what it is you're doing. Now you can change the future.
You can change the future.
Future by knowing by knowing the present, you can change the future.
Really?
Well, essentially, I'm probably going to be referring to Vinny a lot tonight. His definition of tarot was that it was like a roadmap, and it was showing you, and it's very similar to what you said, in that it's saying this is the direction you're facing, and now you have a choice to go to the left or the right, or straight ahead, or even turn around if you're a wuss. Essentially, that would it's like you say, it does not predict the future. It just says you're heading in that direction. You can either keep going and step into a bear pit, or go walk around it.
Exactly. And some people choose to keep going in the direction you're going. So, and you can tell when it's correct. You can do the same thing with the I Ching, which is a Chinese divination using coins
And sticks.
Yeah, yes, and sticks too. And it will, and I've done it several times. You keep asking the same question and it gives you the same answer till finally you get one of the hexagrams, which is shut up. It's literally shut up.
Really? Well, now, go ahead. Continue.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Do you read tarot cards?
Yes.
You do. See, now, that's something that I didn't know about you.
I picked up my first deck of tarot cards when I was 13.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So then you do it quite regular, do you?
Yeah.
Do you have a site where people can contact you and you read for them?
I do not read for people outside of a few events, which I haven't done a lot lately. The whole Earth Expo, things along those natures. But no, I don't do it professionally.
Yeah.
Although if somebody asks me, I will pull out the deck of cards and read for
You will.
them.
Do you have to read like a whole deck, or can you turn up a card and read something from that card?
Works better with 3, although I've done one card. Sometimes it's very interesting because you can do a reading for somebody and they have an elaborate question set up, and then you pull another card and you sit there and then you get a vision in your head and you're saying, it's not the question you really wanted to ask me though, was it? And it does happen that way. So it's you got to get people into that subconscious
state
level.
Right? Yeah.
To ask the right question.
So do you read them for yourself from time to time, or?
I have, it was only till about 10 years ago that I found a deck that I could read myself with. Before I could not.
So how many different decks do you have?
At the moment, 23.
23.
Wow.
Well, now
And they're all for different things?
Yeah.
No, I just collect them. Some of them
okay.
I wouldn't try to read with. To me, they just don't speak to you.
Oh.
You know how you got to find the right deck
Right.
that speaks to you, that you can actually pick up and focus on. Now, some people can do that with the various other cards, Rider, or whatever. I can only do it with Aleister Crowley's.
Well, do you have your deck there?
It's in the other room. I can get it.
Would you read a card for somebody if they wanted one read?
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah.
Well, why don't you get your deck?
Okay.
And I'm going to tell everybody out there, if you would like Cece to do a reading for you right now from a card, the first person to private message Kat will get one.
Okay. I'm going off mic for a sec then.
Go right ahead. So this ought to be pretty interesting, people. We should
Yeah.
get a lot of people wanting to hear something, huh? Or see something. And I'm sure that Jeff, she might tell you where you're going. I mean, or what you're gonna.
People have been telling me where to go for so long.
I got an email from Greg also. Thanked us for him being on the show last week. He said he had a great time and that he'd come back anytime we wanted him to.
Woohoo! Yeah, he was awesome. He's just he just impresses the heck out of me.
So Henry, how many people do you think we can have read?
How many people has sent you private messages?
I have 2.
Oh.
You know
right.
the old joke,
Really?
you want your palm read?
Yeah.
I'm also interested because I've never had it done before.
You haven't?
No, I have not, but we should have the 2 people go first.
All right.
The first is Karen.
Karen?
Ghost Soldiers.
Is that for Ghost Soldiers? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, shuffling the cards.
All right.
And 2 cards just sort of flipped out. So those are the 2 that I'm going to go with.
Okay.
It's the Fool
Uh-huh.
and the Lust card.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Oh wait.
Initially, it sounds bad to me, but I don't know the reason.
No, it doesn't. As I would normally say, the Lust card with the Crowley King is like the Joseph Campbell Follow Your Bliss.
Uh-huh.
That's not. It was a Rider-Waite deck. Would that be the Lovers?
No, it would be the. God.
I didn't mean to throw you a curveball.
I can't. I'm going to have to go back and try to find the correlation with that one. It's not the Lovers because the Lovers already exists. I don't remember which one this is.
We have a question from
Maybe
the
it's
chat
Temperance.
room with do the spirits help guide the cards?
No,
No.
you guide the cards.
Okay.
And the Fool card. The Fool card is you got to take that leap of faith. So whatever it is that you're looking at trying to do, you need to find what makes you happy, but you also need the strength to step over that ledge in order to take that leap of faith and know that you can accomplish it. Right now, I think it's more of a question of finding what it is that you want to do, what makes you happy, something that is satisfactory, that you can go back at the end of the day and say, I really love what I'm doing. But it takes a leap of faith to make that happen. Because you're not going to have a lot of groundwork there. You're not going to have a lot of support, but you need to take a leap of faith and know that you will be okay.
Right. Very good.
Mm-hmm. It is better than it sounds. Because initially just hearing the Fool and the Lust, generally, like my head, I immediately assumed that those were negative things. But they're not. That's very good.
I don't look at any of the cards as being negative. Even the Death card isn't a negative card.
Right.
It just means transition.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, it's not bad. Now there are some really nasty cards out there, but again, it's how you react to them and how you take it.
Right.
That shapes your destiny. It's not the cards themselves.
Have you ever seen the Simpson episode where Lisa is getting her tarot cards done?
No, I haven't.
She goes in and she turns over the death card and goes, it's the death card. She goes, it's all right. It just means change and such. And then she turns over one that says, the happy squirrel. And Lisa goes, it's a happy squirrel. And the woman's going, the happy squirrel. Oh, it's a horrible, horrible card to turn over, apparently.
Well, now, Ellen Dugan is coming out with a new tarot deck in the fall.
Oh.
And guess who I'm working on to have on the show sometime in September, I think.
Oh, nice.
I'm thinking Ellen Dugan.
Could be.
So Karen asked for what was the Lust card again? The
Lust card is what I call the Joseph Campbell Follow Your Bliss. In other words, it's seeking out what makes you happy, what you're good at, what you're most comfortable with.
Somebody's Pop-Tarts ready?
I hear a phone ringing, but it's
Yeah,
not
that would
mine.
be in my background here. Yeah.
Let me turn mine off too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So it's called the lust. Crowley used it as that, but it's kind of his version of "do what thou wilt." Follow what makes you the happiest. Follow your true nature.
Okay.
All right. Now, who's the next person that?
Weldon of INPR.
Okay.
Well done. Cards are just. I get the name, and cards are just popping out of the deck.
All right.
They're happy to see you.
Point.
That sounds good.
Sort of like 52 card pickup there, or what?
Oh, in a way, yeah, because they're falling on the floor.
Oh.
Which is kind of interesting.
Now, does that mean they're happy or just trying to escape?
Well, I think they're going, me.
Yeah, me. Yeah.
Pick me.
It's got something to say to somebody, and it wants to get out there to say it. Yeah.
Because it's like, these parrots, pick them up, Weldon, I don't know you. There was an incident that had a lot of negativity to it, or something was brought to light. Information just kind of came to you and you went, oh, I don't really like this. But what it did was caused you to go back and rethink a lot of things, caused you to go back and see, well, this worked, this didn't, caused you to go back and reevaluate whatever plan it was that you made. This is all for the best, because all those revelations and all those changes that you just made are coming to fruition, or will be coming to fruition now. So I expect you in the next month to start seeing a lot of that, a lot of what the changes that you were going to start to manifest.
So that's all a good thing?
All a good thing. Oh. There's always a good thing.
Well, that's good. Did we have anybody else wanted CC to do a quick card reading for?
No one else messaged me, but I was interested.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're going to be flying all over the place for you.
So I'm just supposed to concentrate on something in the cards.
Okay, and yeah, they did.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I like it when the cards just jump out. It means I don't have to pick them.
Yeah, they're picking themselves.
Yeah, they are. These cards are more of oh wow. Okay. Again, it's like another event of, oh, this did not work. This did not work at all. You cannot blame yourself. You cannot pick yourself apart, because it took a lot of different actions, events, and people to create a certain event that happened. It wasn't you.
Okay.
You actually walked away from it with a lot of balls in your court. You walked away with it with a lot of benefit and a lot of knowledge from it. And it's time that you come to grips with the fact that there's nothing that you could have done.
Okay.
It simply just was. Concentrate on the benefit that you got out of it.
Okay.
If that makes sense?
Yeah, it does. What I was thinking, at least, I can't speak for any of the other listeners, what they were thinking of, was I left my very long-running graphic novel series for a long time. It's been on hiatus for years, since 2009. And it's always made me very, very sad that I left it. And I always wanted to bring it back, but being in the paranormal as much as I am, I'm just not sure how much people in the community would be eager to read a graphic novel. So that's what I was. I'm always
Have
been
you
very.
been to comic book stores?
Yes, I have been to comic book stores.
I would think that if it's popular enough and you do it enough content, you should be able to at least do an issue.
Yeah, and that's always my dream. We're going to pry into me a little bit here. I did not set out to become a paranormal author. I set out my life to be a graphic novel illustrator, and a damn good one at that. I don't know if we can curse here, but I ended up getting serendipitously the book with Schiffer. So it's always made me very sad. So hearing that reading kind of makes me feel a little bit better. And we've had one other request for a tarot reading if we have time. For Mufi.
Oh, damn it. Oh, I've got one for
good.
Somebody else too.
Oh, you got one too, Jeff? All
yes,
right.
my friend Karen from back east has asked.
Okay, we've got Mufi.
Great. I'm glad that people are joining in and wanting us. Never can tell if everybody likes something like this. I might be able to persuade Cece to do this maybe once a month or something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, back to the. Oh boy, this didn't work.
Uh-oh.
Now
Wait,
what?
Were the cards all stuck together and not letting you choose?
No, these are different cards.
Oh.
This is more of while Kat's was more of a intellectual nature, this is more of a physical nature manifestation. And I don't mean physical body-wise, I mean material things. Mm-hmm. It did not work. Okay, what do I do? Back to the grindstone. And again, it's follow the heart. It's going back to finding what in yourself does work and going with that. Now I see somebody with it's a younger male. It's somebody, now the Prince of Cups always indicates somebody with usually lighter hair, an offering. It is an offer of support. And through that person, you're going to find more of something that does work. You're going to find that pattern in which you can function with.
So that's all for Sandy?
That's all for Sandy, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So my friend Karen from back east, who I've known for how long? Since the 1980s. So Karen with an E, not Karen with an I, and not Ghostbusters. No, not
right.
Ghostbusters.
Right.
To use my verbiage from earlier, your relationship is vintage. Tonight's word is vintage.
Vintage. I like that. Karen, boy, we're into disappointment tonight. I think a lot of people are starting to reassess things. Seems to be a nature of what's going on here. I don't want to get too personal, Karen, but it was a relationship that maybe, or a project involving you and another person that didn't quite pan out. You're taking it far too seriously. You're taking it way too deeply, and you need to learn to lighten up. You need to learn to let it go and to say, well, time to move on. It's okay, done that, been there, done that, move on. And that's kind of I'm doing 3-card readings right now. And that's kind of the message at the moment, which is when the devil card pops up, it's usually lighten up. It's done, been there, done that. You can't do anything to change it. You did what you did, and you can't do anything more with it. And I'm not seeing her reply back there, so.
Not yet, anyway. Well, there's sometimes a delay.
There's a delay, yeah.
Oddly enough, I know her through her brother, and he tends to be the one who's really serious sometimes. He's got a good sense of humor, but every so often he'll get really kind of, well, I guess mopey would be a good word, but I love him to death. But every so often he can let his emotions take over.
Wow.
Oh, she says, wow, geez. I guess you hit it on the head there.
So you see, yeah, I don't know these people, and it's not that there's not a spirit around me giving me this information. These are coming from the cards. and
Right.
my interpretation of them.
Right.
It has nothing to do with talking to ghosts or what have you.
Right. But at the same time, now.
Yes, she says it's dead on.
Oh, that's good. Did anybody else send a request to anybody wanting a reading?
I haven't gotten any more.
No.
Okay, Jeff, did you want one?
Yeah, feel free, go for it.
Yeah, feel free, go for it.
Yep,
God,
yeah.
it'll probably take you 4 or 5 cards with him.
Mm.
Well, there's not an Oscar card.
It's like a work card, thank you. Do you want a question, or should I just?
No, don't ask. No. You see, to me, questions are kind of leading, and I normally don't like to go that route. Okay. This is about breaking through. You come to some revelations about work or about thought or ideological processes, that some things that you were thinking were true but were not. So you're like uncovering masks. Either situations that you thought were one thing turned out to be another. People that you thought were one thing turned out to be another. And so you're basically coming up with new ideas and new thought processes about how you deal with people or situations. You're coming through a lot of changes, rapid changes. And again, I would say in about 2 months, you're going to be in a place that you would prefer to be in.
Cool.
That's good.
Yeah, you mean situation or location?
Very well be location, as the card or the Knight of Swords tends to be more of a you're going to be in a better emotional place where you're going to be, or a thought process where you're going to be. But the Knight of Swords also means going rapidly to another situation.
Say that's more like he's in a charge mode, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. So it's very possible that when things start to move, and they will progress within 2 months, that it's going to be a very rapid progress.
So like the foundation of what takes place will increase almost exponentially, kind of?
Yeah, it's like going from one thing, like, what? Wait a minute, I was just over there. Yeah, that fast.
That sounds like it could be pretty accurate, yeah.
Could be a possibility then that he could actually get a spot on a show somewhere. That sounds good.
Well, I actually have 2 projects coming up in different parts of the country, and hopefully, if they are as successful as they would be, it would be nice. They could either lead to more work or certainly some financial help.
Now, you said other parts of the country. You mean other than California?
Yeah, I don't have any specifics yet. I've only just found out some specifics on the Utah project, and that is. I'm still a little vague on certain aspects, because originally it was going to be like a web series, and then I think they're going to be making a feature film version of it, or both. I'm not sure.
Okay.
And the other is a short, which was written for me to star in, being filmed in Missouri.
Really?
And that'll be in a few months, I guess.
Before you find anything out on those, or are you supposed to find out sooner?
Well, I know the Missouri one. I've read the script. I've done my screen test. I even recommended, well, not a co-star, but there was another scene, like an epilogue, and it's only like a 20, 30-minute short.
Right.
But there's an epilogue with a young, very attractive girl. I say, I know actresses, and I recommended one, and we when I did my screen test, we did hers as well, and sent those out. And he just fell in love with both of our interpretations, as is his people, which I'm guessing are those who are financing it. He didn't say that, but that's how my mind is probably saying it, interpreting it. But he even said, I have to show these to some people, but my it's my call, is what he was saying. And he just loved her reading and my reading. And it was really funny because for a guy who writes and directs commercials, we thought it was hilarious. And one of the things he says, "Oh, I was really impressed that she had memorized her lines." And I was like, "Well, actually, we just had cue cards off to the side." But if she had gone another 2 or 3 takes, she would have had the lines. She wouldn't have had to look at the papers that we had up. But we thought that was funny that he would think that someone looking off screen wouldn't be looking at the script.
Wow. Very good job, CC.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I do have one other one that somebody has wanted you to do a reading for, and it's Michael Lawler.
Michael Lawler, yeah.
Yeah, and then Karen wants one for her husband.
The other Karen, or Ghost Soldiers Karen with an eye.
Oh man, these cards are just jumping off the.
Did you put Mexican junk beans in your deck again?
I don't know why. Sometimes they just fly.
All right.
Michael, this is about self-sacrifice. That you think that you are giving up more than you should. You're either doing things for people and not getting the credit. You're doing things for. It's basically you feel like you're being used a great deal, and it's causing you to get dejected, and it's causing you to feel like you're not getting anywhere. You're spinning the wheels. This is going to change, and I would say it's going to change in 4 weeks or so. Something's going on. There's going to be changes. Major changes, but the first thing you have to do is you have to feel to be able to say stop, to be able to say no, because all that's doing is putting you right back into a rut. Yeah, I'm being the nice guy, I'm doing all this stuff, but I'm not getting anywhere from it. I'm not doing anything from it. So you need to say stop.
Very good. I hope that answered what you had for a question, Michael.
Yeah, his reply in the chat room was right. Thank God.
Very good then. So did anybody else have a?
Karen from the East Coast husband, and then Pace.
I get to. I'm not going to start a marital spat here, am I?
Hey, they knew what they were asking for. They said they asked if you were game to do the reading. So.
Game to do the reading.
That's better than asking if you're gamey.
Yes. Are you gamey? Are you going to do the reading?
The fool comes back up again.
Uh-oh.
Heading for that cliff.
Karen's just laughing.
Actually, what I've always found interesting about the imagery of the fool is not only that he's heading for a cliff, but that there's a dog at his feet, almost like, I could just trip you.
Yeah. Or I'm just going to nip you so that you get closer to the edge.
Yeah.
And a lot of times that's what it is it's that little voice, inner voice telling you, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. In Crowley's deck, it's not quite that imaginative. It's a little tiger biting somebody in the thigh and doves swirling around, that sort of thing. But basically it boils down to is you need to have that leap of faith again. You need to be able to say, I'm going to do it. I know that there's nothing there holding me back. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to go charge through and do it anyway. To his benefit, he has that. He does have the knowledge and the whether he knows it or not. The professionalism and the expertise to do whatever it is that he's going to do, or he's just too worried about it right now, and he shouldn't have that worry. Again, it falls back to don't worry about the what if it doesn't happen. Worry about what if it does happen and good things happen. He's too caught up in detail and worry about making all contingencies when he just needs to go out and do it.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
I hope.
Who else was it we had?
There seems to be this interesting little saying that's been going around Facebook pointing out that done is better than perfect. And all I can think when I see that is like, yeah, try pulling that off with Gordon Ramsay and get back to me on it. Well, it's done, sir.
All right.
So the last one we have requested is for Pace.
Pace. And again, the cards pop out.
Oh, yeah.
Ha ha ha. Pace, this is about going back to owning who you are and your feelings. This is about getting back to that place where you feel comfortable with, feeling whatever it is you're feeling again. I think some people have a hard time accepting different emotions that they feel, and they try to dismiss it. And this gets back to owning that, going back to owning, yeah, I have the right to feel this way. Yes, I have the right to do this. Yes, I have the right to be angry, sad, happy, whatever, and not feel ashamed to do so, or to feel, what's the right word I want to use for this, comfortable with it. You have the right to feel that. Once you get back to that, owning that, the healing process starts, and you're able to go forward as well, able to make leaps or bounds. But right now, you just don't feel comfortable enough feeling what you're feeling, if that makes sense.
All right. Does anybody else then? Is anybody else asked for a reading? If not, we're going to take a break.
No, that was the last one.
Okay. And if everybody likes this idea, I'm sure we can set something up with CC and maybe do this once a month or something. Pick a day and go for it. I mean, there's days that we don't have guests, and we could do it on those days.
Yeah.
Sounds like a winner to me. So
we can get Nyla on to do too.
Yeah, I've been trying to work on that. I guess I have to be a little nicer. But
maybe not ask her to get coffee for you.
Yeah.
Nyla can read, and you can go get her coffee.
Well, yeah, I could do that too, I guess.
So Karen from Ghost Soldiers is asking for you to read Henry.
Read Henry.
Nobody can read me. I am just totally different. The cards she would turn over would be absolutely blank.
Well, there is a blank card.
There you go.
in the Crowley deck, it's called the Wish card. We throw it in there. It's usually when the reading is about somebody who, I really wish I could do this. I just don't know how. The Wish card shows up. Nyla says she can read Henry perfectly. Imagine.
So the Wish card would sort of go with when you're dealing with a regular deck and you realize you haven't taken the rules card out?
No, it's a blank card. It's a
just
real
saying.
blank card. Yeah.
Just being silly. Anyway.
Uh-oh.
Are there cards jumping out for Henry?
No.
No. They're staying cloistered in their deck.
They're trying to get back into their cloth bag.
I told you that.
They've sprouted legs. They're running away.
Oh, Henry.
That's a candy bar.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Well, it's that death card
Oh, thank you. Oh, God.
that we talked about that doesn't mean death.
Oh, it's the big
You know,
But the happy squirrel, watch out for it.
about going from a place where you finally feel comfortable, like you've made it. Comfortable in the fact that you have around you what you want. You have around things that you've been after for a very, very long time. And it's about making that process change from feeling like you absolutely have to go out and do something else to the fact that you're owning that you're where you are, your success. It's basically owning up to your success.
Right.
And it's coming that you're in that transition period of trying to figure out, I don't have to go out and solve world problems anymore. I can stay at home and actually do some things that I want to do. It's a lot of it's sitting back on your laurels and being able to work with what you finally have and not feel that you have to go out and get a lot more.
Good. I've been practicing that a lot.
Nyla says, use your CPAP, and at first I was like, use your what? I'm like, oh wait, that's not an R there.
Yeah, I thought it was an R too. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, what?
It's a CPAP. Well, I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and take another quick break and come back and maybe talk a little more about this stuff. And Cece, I want to thank you for taking the time to actually do readings for people, because I didn't know that you did that. So
yes, thank you.
Maybe we get you and Nyla both on and do double readings some night.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. So, Jeffrey, you know what I'm going to let you do?
I guess you're going to let me take us out to break.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
There you go. Well, you're listening to the Paranormal View on para-x.com with hosts Henry Foister, Cat Cloco, Ceiling Cat Barbara Duncan, and myself, Jeffrey Gould. We're just sitting around round table talking about various topics in the paranormal and stuff in general. So pretty much this is pretty much how we sound after the show is over. So stay tuned after the musical interlude.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Paranormal View right here on the Para-X Radio Network. Want to thank everybody for listening tonight. Those from around the world and those here in the chat room, we appreciate each and every one. And thanks for stopping by tonight, listening to us just giggle and gaggle and carry on. So if you do have any questions, private chat them over to Jeffrey, Cat Cloco, or CC. And we'll get them answered for you. So,
I thought you were going to say from where we have listeners tonight.
Yes, I'm going to in just a minute. So I was going to wait for you to do a little talking so I can look.
Oh, okay, yeah. Off air, we were making jokes in the chat room for those who are not in the chat room, that we were kind of joking that we should talk about orbs, and that is such a polarizing topic in the paranormal. I mean, our friend Craig just went blah. And I liken the poor things to, the redheaded stepchildren of the paranormal, or, the ones that, people either they say, yes, there's something, other like they're all dust. I hold it probably most of them are dust, but there's one or two, I've seen videos where even at the Morrison Lodge, I don't know if you saw any of the footage, Henry, but the last time they were doing their Dave was there and all, up in the balcony, the orb activity, and looking up at the balcony from the base, there was incredible orb activity. And we're not just talking lazy dust balls flying around.
Right.
We're talking huge velocity, direction changes. I couldn't hit my print screen fast enough to try and catch some of them.
Huh.
It was amazing. And the thing is, they were really glowing. Obviously, nobody there. All the lights were off, so they couldn't see them. But they were just checking out the people when they were sitting up in the balcony. And that's the thing is, a lot of people, they see photos of orbs, they're like, oh, it's dust. But when you see a video where they're really moving around, you're like, that's more than dust.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny with the people that I've talked to at conventions about dust. They come up and they show me the pictures. They're kind of is the gateway. You always know who's really new to the paranormal because they'll have dozens of ghost photos that is just dust. And you're like, yeah, you're fairly new to this. And get ready to have your heart broken a little bit here because a lot of times, yeah, it's dust or it's snow. And I love it when they say, oh, look, you can see my late cat's face in the picture in the orb. I'm like, wow. Yeah, it looks like a lolcat.
There we go. Get a little cat. We're just gonna dust orb in there like it's a dead cat. See?
Well, now,
I had too many cheeseburgers.
have you ever took
Blow it up.
an orb or whatever it might be, and kind of blow it up somewhat, and actually see some sort of a face in it?
When I've seen blown up pictures of the orbs that I question, they're usually very colored. They seem to have like a spiky aura, and it almost looks like they have flipping chroma. It's like a little amoeba. They have little chromosomes in the side.
Oh yeah.
Now I have a
Yeah.
photo that was taken behind the scenes in the soundstage of USC and doing a student film, and there were these orbs up on top, and I thought, oh, that's just too darn funny. I'll have to take a photo of this. I won't crop out the orbs, and I made a joke about it, and I posted it, and and two of them were really pronounced, and they're the kind of orbs. And Karen of Ghost Soldier says she has some orbs in a few pics she took at Morrison Lodge. Awesome. But one of my friends said, okay, most of these are dust. And he's not even in the paranormal community, but he did see, but these two here, I can't explain, and I've worked 25 years in a professional photo lab.
Mm-hmm.
And when my friends, my pagan friends would go up and we'd celebrate the Yule weekend at a cabin way up in the Montclair Mountains because we just love the idea of actually being in California and having Christmas with snow. I took some nice close-ups of my friends, and these massive, I mean, freaking basketball-size orbs, and I'm like, okay, they're not tiny little dust particles. You're not going to have a globe the size of the person's head. It wasn't a lens flare because there were these two globes, and they were based on the fact I took like 3 photos, click, click, click. They were clearly moving. So I was like, what the heck are these?
Yeah, that reminds me of a case that Joshua P. Warren once showed at, I think it was a Chicago Ghost Conference a few years ago, of he and another investigator took pictures. They were about 10 feet apart, about 45-degree angle, kind of kitty-corner to each other. And they both managed to take a picture of the same orb floating in the room. And its angles where it was floating would correlate correctly to where they were standing in the room. So that, to me, when you have multiple, I guess you could say, witnesses or data points, that's more compelling to me than a bunch of dust orbs that are taken outside in the middle of the summer here in Indiana where pollen is everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Look at all the ghosts in this old Civil War grave
Well, I mean,
site.
let's face it, even if they are true balls of energy, unless they're spelling out "help me," what?
What if they don't need help?
Yeah,
Bye.
okay, they're there. So what? I mean, they're not communicating to anybody anyway.
Well,
So and until they start, I mean, yeah, fine, okay, yeah, there's energy all over the place, but what's the point?
Well, I look at it like this, and this is a question you guys can hash over. Every picture of an orb is always round.
Mm-hmm.
Those square orbs wouldn't be called orbs. Just
Well,
orbs
is dust particles all round? I mean, if you look at them
No,
under a
it
microscope.
But no, I have a picture of what I call the ghost of the summer squash because it looks like a floating yellow squash that one would grow in their garden, but it's blue and it's floating in the middle of this room and no one can figure out what it is. I've taken it to many different teams and photo experts and they're like, I don't know. I'm like, it was a summer squash. But yeah, dust is not uniformly orbs.
Not usually. Pollen can be droplets of water on the lens. Yeah. Also remember, it's how the lens on your camera is curved.
Yeah.
You're going to get a certain type of shot, and the flash is going to make it so that it's going to look round.
Well, I wish I had. I haven't bought it yet because it's kind of pricey. But there's a documentary on DVD called Orbs, the Veil
Orbs.
Lifting.
It's great.
Oh, you've seen that?
Yes.
I've seen about a third of it, and then, my crazy friend who eventually kicked me out was like, you got to go do something that's not what you're doing, because it's not about you. But yeah, I was fascinated because they had people who would go, and yes, they would be out in a field, but they would physically summon and call orbs, and suddenly the place would be filled with them. And I don't think dust and pollen sort of comes on demand.
I think that was
Forest, you can stir up pollen with your feet.
Oh, sure you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you're on carpet or something like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The other orb I love is the reflection of wildlife's eyes in pictures. I've had a few people. I've had a few people show me pictures of haunted locations, and they're like, "Look, there are these red orbs floating in a tree line." And I'm like, "Yes, it's called a possum."
Or a raccoon, usually.
Or a raccoon.
They have really big glowing eyes.
Well,
Yeah.
what about the pictures with streaks of light everywhere?
Yeah.
All that is a bug flying.
Yeah.
A bug. Well, I've seen photos where that must be a really long bug.
Well, it trails.
It is it's they're flying so fast you get a trail.
Right, on a camera when you do it with a camera. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the way that I found that out was we was over at Fort Mifflin in Casemate 5. And Tommy took a picture of the far wall and had this streak of light, like zigzagged. And they was trying to figure out what in the world was that. And so he took another picture and got the same thing. I took a picture and got one. And as we was walking out, we seen this huge, like mosquito sitting on like the door jamb. And we went up with our camera and took a picture of it. And sure enough, that had the same streaks on it from where it started to fly away. So it shows that it'll trail like that when you're taking a picture of flying bugs.
Yeah, and also I invite those people with digital cameras because digital cameras are much better at picking up dust than a regular film camera ever did. And if you go and you read your instruction manual, there's usually pages, and I know Canon has one, which explains if you get white dots on your photograph, it's usually something that comes between the lens and the flash. So, orb. They define orb.
Yeah. That is funny. I can't stress enough to read your
photos if they're behind the camera. At your shoulder.
Dust, yeah.
Now,
you'd be surprised how many people will take the lens off, try to clean it, and get moisture behind the lens. So they pick up orbs everywhere, depending upon how the light is hitting the lens cap again, or the lens again. You get,
But I saw footage, I think it was at Waverly, down in the cellars. And, of course, obviously, I know, yes, you're going to probably have dust down in the cellars of Waverly. But it was like they were in formation. And they were saying there's no breeze down here, but these things were moving around, and they were visible to the naked eye.
I think there's always a breeze.
As long as you got people walking around.
It doesn't take much at all for air movement to move them things.
I mean, if I sneeze, there are orbs everywhere.
Because
the dead are coming out of my nose.
If it was dust and there wasn't any air, it would settle back down to the floor.
But onto like a different topic. What about shadow people? Talking about Waverly.
Yep, I do have that one down. So I don't think I had anybody look anything up on that. But yeah, that would be considered paranormal. Shadow people would be, because it's...
See, that's something I'd love to see. That would be just awesome.
Yeah, me too.
One of my best friends.
I would love to... I haven't seen any of that.
Well, we have somebody that has seen one, and she is in the chat room.
Karen?
No. No.
No.
Well, Karen, I think,
Greg?
seen stuff too, but it's Nyla.
Ooh.
Yeah, one about run into her.
Ooh, where was this?
Saying, where's my copy?
It was downstairs in our living room. She
Oh.
was, yeah. She was, I guess, closing the door that kind of like goes to the basement. We leave it open a little for the cats to go down and use the litter box. But she was closing it some because it had been standing wide open. She went over to start to close it, and she caught something out of a corner of her eye, and she backed up because it was coming right toward her, and she backed up to keep it from running into her, and it went right on past her and went on over into the living room and, I guess, faded out. Doesn't know
Wow.
what it went to.
Doug and Karen of Ghost Soldiers have been indicating. Karen says she sees shadow people all the time, and Doug has seen one at Haldeman Mansion and such. Weldon has seen shadow people. Karen sees them everywhere she goes. That was the other thing. I was discussing paranormal on a student film shoot yesterday, and we were discussing how it's interesting that most of the weird stuff we see is in our peripheral vision. It's
Very true.
almost rare that we see them straight on.
Also, you have to understand about peripheral vision is your peripheral vision is only activated when something moves right at the activation point, which is if you hold your hands out and stretch them back as far as you can, that's how far your peripheral vision is. So if something moves at that point, that's when you see it. So you can see it out there, but it has to move. So you have to be careful if you're walking and you're walking past an object that it doesn't catch your eye in that peripheral vision, because then you're going to think that you do see something moving when in fact it's a ledge or a corner or a door frame or something along those lines.
Yeah, I can attest to that. Running on
Yeah.
my treadmill, there's a bouquet of flowers that are just far enough away that when I run a little bit too slow and fall back, I see them, and I keep thinking they're something, and I'm like, oh no, it's the fake flowers.
Shadow flowers.
Shadow flowers.
Now, I met somebody when we were doing one of the large investigations at Linda Vista. A girl was completely freaked out because she had looked down the corridor and saw a black shape, and her mind matrixed it as a table on its side. And because all she could see was the blackness, she couldn't see whether her flashlight, because it was the only light was the flashlight. She couldn't see the brightly colored door at the end of the corridor. And a few moments later, when she shone the flashlight right back at the same area, there was no black shape. There was just the door. And she was completely freaked out because she'd seen something she couldn't explain.
Now, go ahead.
And of course, Weldon, points out demon possums.
Yes. Yes.
Tonight, I have no idea what. I guess the internet is on strike or something.
What?
Yeah, we only have listeners tonight from the United States.
Oh, my.
So apparently they've got something going on overseas or somewhere else around the world where they don't have time to tune in to listen to us tonight. So.
Well,
Well, I
Prometheus
want to know
opened
what's
today.
going on in that other.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, really?
Well, there's
You
not
know,
even. There's not
what
even.
is other doing that it can't be here?
I don't know. Dave might be able to answer that, but.
Well,
there's-
they're probably all out going to see Prometheus, which opened yesterday.
Well, now that could be too. Could be.
I tried to go to see that this morning, and the line was insane. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to get a fifth seat up in IMAX. So I did the next best thing. I bought my ticket for the first show tomorrow, and I went to the movie. I saw the comedy Safety Not Guaranteed, which I've been waiting to see for quite some time. So I was happy that's in regular release. I thought, when I saw the trailers, I'm like, oh, it's just going to hit art houses. I'm going to have to go to Lemley. And I'm like, oh, cool, it's here. Okay. Got that out of the way.
Now, I do want to let everybody know that stay tuned right after our show at 10 o'clock for the Ghost Soldiers. They will be on playing some music, and who knows what else they'll be doing. But they always have a good show, so stay tuned for them right after the Paranormal View. Also, Patsy said she wanted me to mention about Don Shy's CD that she made, the movie.
Oh, the DVD?
Yeah, well, it's a thing that was taken, it was caught in Waverly. and it's almost, I don't know, like a crab-like thing, or I don't know, but it's a crawly thing, goes across a beam on the top and then down the wall.
It's a creeper?
Yeah, we call it the creeper. I mean, you can ask Cece. Cece's got CD also.
Yeah. It's very interesting because you look at that and you say, you know it's not pixelation in the camera, and you know it's not any sort of dust or a rat or a bat or something along those lines. It's a very unique event. I looked at that and just went, wow. I have no explanation for it.
So how can one see this? Is it online? Is it a CD?
No.
It's a DVD that she was selling, and now her daughter is. She burns them to order. She doesn't have them like tons in stock or anything.
Right.
You order it, and then she burns it and sends it as quick as she can because she does want to continue that. She wants her mom's legacy to continue.
She does, but I haven't received mine yet. So I have a dear friend who's supposed to be making a copy for me. And
I'm trying, Henry.
So whenever I get it, Kat, I'll let you see it. It's pretty interesting. Yeah. So.
Nice.
Our time's slipped right on by. We've had a pretty good night tonight. We talked about some different things and had fun doing it. CC did a great job at giving people some tarot readings, and you'd have probably had a whole lot more if we'd have had this many people in the chat room now than when you were reading them to start with, because the place is just filled up, ballooned right on up. So, but we're going to be doing that from time to time, so everybody will get a chance at it. Next week, we have a group in called PORT, which is Paranormal Ohio Research Team. You'll really want to be here for these guys. I've met them, and they're really a good bunch of guys, especially one who is from England. So we'll have somebody on with an English accent, and he really has one, believe you me. So he's also got to investigate a lot of places over in England before he came over here. And he'll be talking about those, and they'll be talking about some of the places that they've done around here. And we'll probably talk some about the place that we're going to do a live show from in Kim Bolton, Ohio, from the Bell Nursing Home. So that ought to be really interesting, too. We have some great guests lined up coming up in weeks ahead. We have Phil Summers going to be on, who did a segment of My Ghost Story. We're going to have Robbie Thomas on. We're going to have Elaine Kuzmuskas back. And we've got some others that we're working on to get lined up. We got Marty and Michael Perry going to be on. So,
that would be neat.
Yeah, so
I haven't spoken to them before.
So we've got some great people going to be coming on in the next few months. So you'll make sure that you'll want to follow us and know who's coming up. And to do that, Jeffrey's going to tell you all about it.
Okay, well, you can go to my website, which is jeffgould.net, GEOFFGOULD.net, and if you add /2011PNV.htm, that'll take you to my Paranormal View Hub page, where you can look at previous show reports and previous archived podcasts. Who's dragging their mic across the table? And you can go to our, find us on Facebook. And our regular website is theparanormalview.com. And as I say, just go to Facebook to look for Paranormal View. There we are. I'm on Facebook, as is Kat, Barbara, Henry. And if you want your own Paranormal View attire, go to cafepress.com/realbadgershop, all one word, Real Badger Shop. And that's about that for now. And wait, did you say the August 4th thing was off?
Right.
Okay.
That's the one that Craig was going to do at the museum.
Can we still have Craig on his own as a guest?
Yeah. Well, no, because he's not going to be in town. That was why he had to cancel. He was going to be out of
We're
town.
not in the same town.
Well, I know, but he wasn't going to be where he was supposed to be, I guess, or something. Anyway, if you got anything you'd like to recommend about the Paranormal View or ideas of guests or topics, you can go to theparanormalview.com and you can give us feedback from there. You can also, from there, listen to some of our podcasts, which is on Podomatic. With that, Kat, you got a site, right?
Yes, I do. I have huntforghosts.com. I'll be posting that in the chat room in just a second. I haven't updated it horribly a lot this month, but usually there's all sorts of events, announcements, and lots of photos and videos. And I am still working on the Urban Legends Tour documentary series. My next episode is going to be about zombies.
Now, when you say zombies, you mean real zombies or the movie ghouls that are called zombies?
Both. I look into both what traditionally in folklore zombies have been and how they've kind of changed through media and what we have today.
Well, have you interviewed any of those that they've recently dug up over there in Romania that's chained down with stakes and metal
vampires.
and wires?
Those vampires.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what that is? Oh, well.
Yeah. But I do miss the days when vampires were the cause for zombies.
Well, now, if you took the wires off of them, would they come back to life?
No. Unless you're Boris Karloff and it's an old black and white Universal horror movie.
Yeah.
Well, Cece, have you got sites or anything like that?
Not really. Just go by the little, if you're in the Parax chat room, just click that little house next to my name. It'll link you to my Facebook page.
Oh, very good. And she does have a Facebook page. Did you take all your photos down of...
I haven't taken them down. I'll take them down a little bit at a time and watermark them, but the site's in progress.
So you're going to have a site set up, a regular website somewhere?
Eventually, yeah, to put the photographs on there, yeah.
Yeah. So which one are you going to get done first? My copy of the CD or your website?
Your DVD, probably.
Well, I tell you, it's been a wonderful night. Don't forget, next week we'll be here with Port, and it'll be another great show. Stay tuned for Ghost Soldiers. And with that, I think we're going to be out of here tonight. So this is Henry Foister.
Jeffrey Gould.
Cat Loco.
And Barbara Duncan.
And we will see you guys next week at the same time. So have a great weekend.
We're leaving. We're gone. Paranormal View. Come back and visit us again if you dare. You've been listening to the Paranormal View on the Parax Radio Network.
The Paranormal View.